Coach, since you've gotten this little break, gotten some practice time, a few off days recently, just how can you see the difference in your team's energy out there each night over the last 3 or 4 games in particular?
Well, we've had 2 practices and a snow day, I think the most important thing has been the off time. But, you know, I thought it helped our defensive intensity. I thought our defensive intensity and focus was great all night. And then, you know, to win a game like that against a really good team where you can't make a shot is, you know, that's a good thing. I mean, you're going to have nights like that, and you just have to find a way.
Coach, for the second straight game, your bench has really done a lot of good things. Could you just speak to what we've seen the last couple of games as far as the improvement with those guys at both ends of the floor, really?
Yeah, I mean, I thought that they were really good. I thought Tice was good all night. Again, you know, obviously Towns is a really tough matchup. You just try to throw as many bodies as you can at him, but his ability to make a shot and also to roll to the rim is really helpful. And then I thought Terry and Smart, you know, those guys are good players. They've been doing it for a long time here, and they just keep getting better and better. And I thought that group at the start of the fourth quarter, Tice Baines, Terry Smart, and Kyrie, probably hasn't played 1 minute together before that, but it was a good, effective group together that kind of pushed the lead out.
And you mentioned Kyrie with that group. He normally isn't out there at the start of the fourth. What made you decide to go with him at that point?
I took him out a little bit earlier in the third with that intent.
You looked really happy when Terry Rozier hit the third chance 3, I think. Was that just seeing the ball go through the basket finally? You kind of spun toward the bench with a real smile.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that you never want to do is you never want to overreact to shots not going down that are good shots. And so, like, I think that sometimes it's just about, you know, smiling, letting it fly. Don't worry about the result. Just believe you're going to make the next one. And if you keep shooting the right ones, you will. Now, I thought that we just got to the point where it looked like we were hoping on every shot. But our defense never waned, which was really encouraging. Because earlier this year when we played Miami here and they went on that little run and we couldn't score, and I thought we weren't as good at staying the course. So, you know, this is hopefully what experiences build you up.
Terry's been giving you a lot better offensively. He seems to have found a pretty good groove. But does it kind of speak to the type of night it was that Marcus, who's one of your lower percentage shooters, has a big offensive night?
Yeah, you know, one of the things about, you know, sometimes when we're struggling, I think, you know, the ball's going to find energy, and Marcus Smart has energy and plays that way and plays, you know, with a great chip. I think that he is doing a really good job right now of choosing the right ones. You know, he had a couple where he got into the paint or just outside the paint, shot a pull-up with, you know, with the right amount of, you know, shot prep and everything else, and it went down. And then I think he's really trying to get to the rim when he can. And so it's been he's playing at a good level. We need him to continue to do so. Obviously, he's a really important part of our team. It's hard to go small tonight, which is a little bit unique because of their size, and so you know, we didn't go small till the last 3 or 4 minutes, but Smart's ability to guard those other positions helps.
And Terry seems to have found himself a good.
Yeah, and I think we're doing a little bit better job of finding him at the right times and in the right areas for him to take advantage of his skill set.
Coach, I know you go game to game and look to improve, but this week you beat Cleveland, you beat Minnesota, you know, 2 really high-profile teams. Is there anything to say about where you think you are at this point, how important it was?
No, I mean, we have a, you know, really hard one tomorrow. They beat Minnesota the other day. They've won their last 3 or 4 games at home. They had a shot to tie us here the other day, and I thought outplayed us a lot of the game. So we'll just keep our focus and attention on what's next. You know, I think we can overreact to a couple wins here or there, and I think we're just going to try to see if we can't focus on what's next.
Yeah, Brad, there's guys on the court that generally hurt you. Crawford, Butler, Gibson. What did you guys do differently tonight to kind of, I mean, Towns got his, but everybody else was kind of limited?
You know, I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at it. We try to guard those guys as hard as we can. Obviously, that starts with understanding how good they are. And so we were trying to be up into Crawford as much as we could. We were trying to be appropriate depth on all of Butler's pick and rolls and making it as tough as possible on him. We didn't want to overreact to a couple of his turnarounds. And then Gibson killed us last year in a couple of games, and I thought we were much more alert to his strengths in the seams off pick and rolls.
Brad, Marcus made all 5 of his shot attempts in the paint tonight. Do you think he's gotten a good feel for his best shot opportunities when he's getting in there, timing-wise, getting his feet planted and getting up?
Yeah, I think then that's something that, you know, as you get used to the players around you, the spacing, the timing of plays, and everything else that you find out throughout the season. But, you know, one of our key themes with our team is don't settle. You know, don't settle. If you know, let's exhaust opportunities to find a better shot. And there were times tonight where we didn't do that great, but there were times where we attacked the paint well.
Brad, is there anything particular going on with Al's knee? He had to come back out.
Al, something happened in the first half where, and you could tell he was kind of feeling for it on a couple of different possessions. So I took him out. He went back to the locker room, got it checked out, did a bunch of exercises at halftime. They didn't have a diagnosis. They just said it was sore, and so they put that sleeve on there. I'm not sure what it was. But I'm sure he'll be reevaluated right now. But he felt good enough to play in the second half and, you know, was moving well, I thought. Thanks.
Thank you.